Hello and welcome to the Main Cave. Now in today's video I'm going to run through briefly how I use multiple monitors for my setup and how I do it really easily. So if you're new here, we make regular videos on gaming and technology for your smart home, so please do consider subscribing as we may make a video to make your life easier. I wouldn't want you to miss out, so do hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. So as I said, I'm going to run through my setup, but this doesn't mean that yours will be exactly the same. You may want to use something like a laptop or another device that I don't have, but I will be using this, the UGreen USB-C dock, which everyone can use, and it makes the life a lot easier. Essentially what happens is, you plug in a USB-C device and it extends the screen to one or two monitors, and it does it really well. So let's take a closer look at this dock then. This is the UGreen 9-in-1 USB-C dock that I got. It comes in a modest box with included manual and a very well made, good quality USB-C cable. The dock itself is a matte metallic grey. It's 16.5 centimeters wide, 8 centimeters deep and 2.5 centimeters high. On the bottom there are two really good quality rubber feet to help it stick to the desk, and it weighs in at around 360 grams. So all in all, quite an unassuming discreet dock. On the front is two USB-A ports, both claiming to support 10 gigabytes per second and a 10 gigabytes per second USB-C port. These are both in ports, so once everything is connected, you can use these to plug things in like a mouse or a keyboard or a flash drive, which is easily as fast enough for most people for data processing. Then on the other side of the front is the power button with the LED indicator. Probably worth noting here that you can run this without power, but in your setup, and certainly mine, you need to have a power source to be able to run this. The power in is on the back and it supports 100 watt power delivery, which should be good enough for most people, I'd say. It certainly was able to run my ROG Ally in turbo mode and charge a MacBook Pro. Next is the input, whatever you want here to duplicate. Then there are two sets of outputs, display 1 and 2. They both have an HDMI and a display port. Then next to this is a Gigabit Ethernet port. So as you can see, this dock is really stacked. So I'll quickly run through how I use it and let me know how you would use it. So here, just to make it easier to show you the connections, I'll be running my Mac Mini into two monitors via USB-C, and a third will be using the native Mac HDMI port. Firstly, all you do is plug the Mac in using the USB-C, PD in, HDMI out to both monitors, and if you need to, the Ethernet. Then bang, it all lights up. I didn't need to do anything but plug and play. The resolution will depend on your monitor and what device you are extending from, but this can run up to 4K 60, which you need to consider is enough for you. But for me, it was ideal. In most situations, I was running at a maximum I needed and never pushed it harder than 1080p really when working, which was really run-of-the-mill for it. Resolution and frame rate was solid, and using this dock was like running whatever I had plugged into it natively. If you're in a MacBook Pro, running two external monitors will be a game changer, especially with the extra ports. Similarly, I ran this on my ROG Ally, and it was a perfect example of a hub doing what it should with a minimum of fuss. Of course, it all depends on how good your source is, but for the ROG Ally, it was good enough for me for a solid 1080 gameplay on two monitors. But, however, there are a couple of omissions you may want to consider if you wanted to get this particular dock, and it is that it's missing a couple of ports that you may need, albeit these can be added through the USB port on the front. And thus, it doesn't have a memory card reader, nor does it have 3.5 audio. Are these deal breakers for you? Let me know. So as I said, getting two monitors up and running on a device is so simple just by using this plug and play dock that I've been using. So let me know how you set up a double or even a triple monitor on your PC. I'm always keen to hear ways of upgrading my setup. Links down below where you can get a hold of one. Please do like, please do subscribe, and until the next video. Bye bye.